What's up, guys? Check it out. I'm gonna go quickly through the Masvidal versus Askren crazy knockout. First of all, let me give a disclaimer. I am by no means criticizing any professional athletes. I just want to give a quick breakdown on what basically happened and some troubleshooting details that probably I would even bet that even Askren himself would be like, yeah, that's the reason why, and we should probably make those corrections, okay? First and foremost, Askren's pedigree, absolutely amazing wrestler, okay? One of the first things that you learn in wrestling is never to shoot with your head down, okay? So if I'm here with Brandon, if I go to shoot my head down, he'll just sprawl on me. So if I shoot my head down, he's just sprawl out on me exactly. And a lot of times he's gonna redirect my body weight to the mat and sprawl my head, so I'll have to use a lot of my low back to dig him up, okay? Now the interesting thing about Askren is that when he was wrestling, he used a lot of funky positions and a lot of unorthodox sort of wrestling techniques. So he was used to getting into bad positions and then capitalizing on them, okay? Even when he was wrestling, you would see his timing. He would have a single leg and he would go and snatch it. He would snatch it kind of at the waist, but he was so good at getting his hips back in. So if I take a bad shot here and he sprawls a little, sometimes if I knee slide and get my back straight and get back up, or if I shoot my head down, I can step up and roll my hips back up, all right? And what I think happened here is that sort of developmental motor pattern when he started fighting was paying off on him because he wasn't wrestling or fighting guys that were his caliber of wrestling. So his first thing, all right, he opens up the fight. If you watch the fight, you see there's a lot of trash talking, and I'm not really gonna comment on that. I didn't actually see it. But what Askren does is, as soon as the fight starts, if you watch closely, Askren marches to the center and he holds the center for a brief second. All right? So Brandon's gonna be Askren, he marches to the center. Masvidal hops out and he takes two big leaping steps. 1, 2, jumps with the left off his left and throws, bang, the right. What happens here is though, Askren sees this and ducks his head. Boom, and lands that crazy knockout. All right, so what was happening here? He ducked his head, all right? He broke cardinal rule number 1 in wrestling is to drop your head, okay? So, once again, he's here. If he threw this knee, and I've said before, some of my friends and colleagues, he actually didn't even hit flush. He hit the side of his head and part of his clavicle. Boom! And that was enough to shut him off. I would venture to say that if he actually hit him on the top of the head, he might have broken his neck, which could have been really bad. It was a vicious knockout. It was scary to see on a personal level. But hey, that's the fight game, and you know he's recovered, and he's actually had a pretty jocular attitude about it since. So what's the takeaway on this? You gotta shoot with your head up, boom, and drive. I really don't think Askren's gonna make that mistake again. As you can see here, if you look through some of these still shots, you'll see that I'm featuring here. You'll see that these are previous fights, and his head is down in these, which are, believe it or not, he actually benefited the takedown because the people he was going against were not quite the skilled wrestler, and he would still dig up those bad positions and continue. Now, if you juxtapose this and you look at people like Jordan Burroughs or Kyle Snyder, both Olympic champions, you'll see the still frame here on both of them. Their heads up when they shoot. Easier said than done. Once again, not criticizing, but if you want to know the facts, there it is. Don't shoot your head down. Thanks for watching. See you later.